Hey ladies and gents, bringing you the latest news on eFootball 2022, and it is confirmed now that the game is going to be released on the 14th of April. So it's right there in black and white on the official Konami website, 14th of the 4th, 2022, version 1.0.0 release confirmed. And we're going to dive into the information in there just a bit, but let's just dive into the Twitter page right now. We can see here we are pleased to announce that the update version 1.0.0 will be released on the 14th of April. We're going to just dive into this thread. Driven by feedback received from our users, we have worked on fixing bugs, adjusting the game balance, and adding new elements to the game to make it even more enjoyable for our users. There will be the addition of the Gamemode Dream Team. Like I said in the past video, it's no longer MyClub, it's no longer a creative team, which it was going to be called. It's now called Dream Team. I believe this is much better. Previously introduced as creative team, which is just mentioned here, in which players can enjoy building their own team and take on other dream teams from around the world. A full overview of the version 1 update is available on the official website. More info and details will be released on the 14th. There will be also previews published from some media who have played the version 1 update in the coming days. That is going to be tomorrow, ladies and gents. So stay tuned to the big websites, the likes of IGN and etc. So I'll be reporting on all of that info as it drops. We'll continue to update the game to make it even more enjoyable for everyone, utilising the feedback from our users. For the mobile version of eFootball 2022, we're also working hard on the update. There will be further details in the near future. So the mobile version, we believe, is coming at least a month later, possibly more. And they go on to say thank you for continued support of eFootball 2022. So going back to the main website now, we can see here, I'm just going to click on this button here, and that will take us to this page where they go on to say, to offer football fans around the world an opportunity to enjoy a new football game with unparalleled realism like never before. With that resolve in mind, we entered what would eventually be a 2-year period of development for eFootball 2022. However, we were too focused on getting the game out on time that we lost sight of the most important thing: quality. Naturally, we were met with critical reviews and rightfully disappointed fans, which is great to see. They've acknowledged the fact that, you know, the game, well, the release of the game was absolutely shocking. I mean, there's no hiding from it, but it is good to see that they've actually admitted to that and they accept those critical feedback. The development team have been hard at work since to regain the trust of our esteemed fans, as well as to make the game even more enjoyable for football fans around the world. As part of our commitment to improve the game, we have added new commands and numerous elements, both offensive and defensive, that are prevalent in the modern game of football. We have also readjusted the balance of the game and fixed bugs to ensure an enjoyable gaming experience. All of these changes were only possible because of your valuable opinions, user feedback that we gathered from in-game surveys and social media posts, your real voices. Amongst these voices, many of them were encouraging us to create the best game possible. We were inspirited by the warmth of the feedback and were able to pull together as a team, even amidst the global health crisis. For this, we would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Although it has been 6 months since the initial release in last September, we believe we have finally reached the level of quality that we can be confident of, hence the decision behind the release of version 1. Rest assured, we still have some more functionalities that will be implemented in future updates, so keep an eye out for the further information in the future. In the meanwhile, we certainly hope you enjoy this new football game. Improvements and new elements in version 1. In response to your valued feedback, as well as to accomplish our aim of creating an even more enjoyable new football game for everyone, we've implemented a variety of fixes and new features to the game. Now let's go through some of the highlights of the coming update. Changes to defending controls and the addition of call for pressure. Out of all the feedback we received, most of them mentioned about defending. In particular, many of you commented about how difficult it is to defend and win the ball back. After reviewing the prioritizations of defense-related plays, we have decided to change the default button settings in order to make defending feel more intuitive. Pressing commands that were available in the previous installments will also be reintroduced into the game. So it sounds like not just the normal press, sounds like the secondary press as well that we should expect. So obviously holding the pass button will bring your player closer to the ball instead of, left trigger I think it was, which was physical defending. Furthermore, we added a new command, shoulder charge, for you to regain possession in a more proactive manner. I like the sound of that because, shoulder to shoulder defending is very, very common in football. If you've ever played the game yourself, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But it's where, literally you are using your shoulder just to try and muscle the other player off the ball. Pressure, regain possession by applying pressure to the opposition ball holder. So yeah, so matchup would be X for sure. Pressure is regaining possession by applying pressure to the opposition ball holder. It doesn't say whether this is like a secondary press or whether it's a singular press. So what I mean by that is is it the player that you've got selected, or is it another player close to the ball that's going to be closing down? Matchup, we know all about that. Jockey the opposition dribbler with a lowered stance and finer steps. This is also effective for blocking passes and shots. I would like that to go back to right trigger or right bumper, depending on your setup, or the finesse button. I much prefer that as the finesse button. I think it just makes sense. That's what it's always been in the game. So be interested to see if they do change the controls around much. Then we have shoulder charge. Win the ball back by barging your shoulder against the opposition player. Especially effective when the opponent has touched the ball far from his foot or is trying to trap the ball. Apart from individual defending, we have also reevaluated the elements of team defending, such as the command for call for pressure has also been implemented into the game. On top of having several players going for the ball, other teammates will also work in tandem to regain possession by blocking passing as well as pushing up the defensive line. That's interesting. So it sounds like it's a whole team mechanic rather than just one or two players, if that makes sense. So for instance, if you wanted to this is what it sounds like to me. If you had, say you got 5 players across midfield and their midfielders have got it just in front of your midfield line, your midfield line will push up as a unit and your defense will push up as well. I mean, it would be good if those commands are separate. So if you want to, when I want to bring my defensive line up in 2021, you just use the D-pad, right? So you could just use that and then you use the secondary press. But if you could just if they keep those commands separate, because you don't always want to bring your defense up if you're pushing your midfield line up, if that makes sense, because otherwise you're going to be susceptible to balls over the top. Hopefully they've kept those commands separate, but if not, that could be a little bit of an exploit. You could try and force your opponent to press you and then ball over the top. You're throwing goal with some really quick players like Rashford or someone. I mean, Rashford's going to miss the target anyway, so you're good. So on top of these functional additions and changes, we've also made numerous modifications to other elements of the game that are fundamental to defending in order to provide a more responsive and intuitive defending experience. Passing improvements and new command stunning pass. Interesting. Besides defending, we have also received a lot of feedback regarding passing. Many of you commented that the passes were too slow and that there were too many unforced errors. In light of this, improvements have been made to the game with a focus on game balance and satisfaction of controls. We've generally increased the pass speeds at the pace of the match or the game matches with the aforementioned defense-related improvements. Moreover, we have also implemented a mechanism that utilizes the rebound of the ball as a force of acceleration. What the hell does that mean? This will be useful when performing one-touch passes. For example, for the ball speed will increase due to this mechanism. The result of all these changes is a rhythmic passing game, which is an important element in modern day football. What the hell does that actually mean? I mean, I'm just going to assume they've they're going to have sharp passes, basically, where you hold a button and the passes are increased, much like FIFA, where you hold R1 and then you press the pass button. Regarding pass errors, we have deduced that they were caused both the passer and the receiver's actions during and after the pass was made. As such, we've implemented the following fixes to the following points: improved targeting decisions for passes, improved AI decision making when receiving passes, improved movements when receiving passes. Following these corrections, the occurrence of unnatural passing errors has decreased substantially. Well, that's good. That's good, because there was this, when you do play eFootball 2022, if not many probably have anyway, but you'd find that either your player would just not know where the ball is, and the ball just go like rolling just a foot past your player, and you're just like, well, why is he not latching onto that ball? The ball was right there for him to pick up. So it's good that they're improving the AI when receiving passes and just making better decisions overall on the pitch. On top of that, as a new element to make the passing game all the more enjoyable, we've added stunning pass commands, which allow you to kick the ball with various special trajectories. With these commands, you can dictate the rhythm of attack and put in that decisive final pass. Interesting. I want to see how this works for sure. Additional shooting trajectories for enhanced satisfaction. Regarding shooting, we have made specific improvements to the two following points: improved shooting speed with a focus on realism and satisfaction, adjusted the rate of on-target shots to reflect match circumstances appropriately. So obviously they're adjusting how often you hit the target, and they've also improved the shooting speed, because sometimes you do like a finesse shot or even a long range shot and the ball would go so slow. Honestly, it was really bad. Like can't remember scoring too many long shots, to be honest, in eFootball 2022. So I was hoping they might have sharp kicks here, but maybe they've taken that away, because I thought sharp kicks when shooting was really, really fun. But at the same time, your player would miss more frequently because you're putting more power on it, much like real life. If you try to put more power on a shot, generally it's less accurate. Furthermore, we were adding to the game a wide range of shot variations and trajectories for each situation, such as incisive stunning shot. We believe this can allow you to experience a variety of realistic goal scoring scenes. Perfect. So it sounds like this is like the sharp kick that we experienced at the HQ, which is absolutely great. This is going to be so good, guys. This I mean, they call it stunning shot, but this is really going to change the game if it's anything like the sharp kicks that I used. Strategic evolution through improved dribbling functionality. In terms of dribbling maneuverability, we've made significant improvements to the following points in order to present a gratifying one-on-one experience through realistic motions. These include better ball tracking, accuracy, and response to L-stick inputs. That's great. More responsiveness by the sound of that. Perfect. Improved response to dash inputs, and that's good too. So, it's picking up, basically making it more responsive, and that's exactly what you need, I think, to be honest. Other than functional enhancements include improved response and ball behaviors for the new sharp touch command. I mean, I never could get that to work. I never really understood what that sharp touch actually did or was. So, be interesting to see if we can get that working in version 1, as well as simpler feint inputs. We hope that these improvements create an enjoyable dueling experience against the opposition defenders. Improved online connectivity in order to improve the stability of online connections, as well as to reduce the number of voided matches. We've decided to adopt a client-server system starting from this installment. We're also constantly looking for ways to improve the response time of online matches. In order to ensure the best footballing experience, we continue monitoring the situation after the update and make improvements as needed. Additional features for the game plan. We've implemented the following additional features and modifications to the game plan in order to bring back some of the beloved functionalities, as well as fixes some of the issues. Additional features such as change formation, individual instructions, auto settings, and sub-tactic and data management, etc. So we've got change formation in there, individual instructions. So I'm assuming that might be man marking. I'm pretty sure that's going to be man marking, isn't it? I would say. Oops, I do apologise. Auto settings. So this is just switching the formations and stuff easier. Sub-tactic. possibly advanced tactics, maybe, who knows, or like a secondary tactic. So say for instance you went for you went out wide, then your sub tactic could be possession or something like that, and then you basically switch, or tick attack, or whatever it is. And data management, this means you usually save the formation and tactics that you're using. So maybe you can save them instead of having to, put them in every single time you play a match, which would be nice. Improved processing load for the better responsiveness. So that's good, because it was a little bit laggy around the game plan in terms of responsiveness. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and once we've implemented many other gameplay related features and fixes. Please stay tuned, as we will be going through this new football game in details when the coming update goes live. New team building with the Dream Team. Previously introduced as Creative Team, the game mode in which you can enjoy building your very own team will be added to the game in the coming update as Dream Team. The name was not the only thing that changed, as we decided to revamp a lot of our original ideas to ensure that you will be able to create your very own Dream Team. Dream Team is not just about building a team with the strongest players and managers. In this mode, you'll be able to choose your favourite players and managers when signing them. So doesn't sound like it's like a randomized thing where you just spin the wheel and hope you get a decent player. It sounds like you can actually choose the players you want in your team, which is going to be very, very good. You can then develop your players to fit your personal playstyle, which means you have almost infinite freedom to shape the team to your liking. Build your one and only Dream Team with your favourite players as well as the players you've developed, and bring your own style of football to life. Play against other Dream Teams around the world and experience many titanic clashes of differing footballing ideologies, as there are fans throughout the world. Regarding eFootball 2022 mobile version, we would like to apologise once again for the delay of eFootball 2022 mobile version update. The development team is working hard on the mobile version of the game to ensure that the eventual release is of the highest quality, which our esteemed fans rightfully deserve. We will be making an announcement regarding the release of the mobile version update very soon. In the meanwhile, your patience is much appreciated. We will continue to work on the game improvement and updates beyond version 1 in order to bring the best footballing experience to more and more fans. As always, your valued feedback is much appreciated. Mark 14th of April on your calendar, which is when we plan to disclose more information. Thank you for your continuous support of eFootball. Now, I will be bringing you a stream live on the 14th of April, so mark that in your calendar as well. If you're in work or whatever, I'm going to be taking the day off and basically just streaming it all day long and just trying to get as much as I can from the game as possible. Anyway, I feel like I've talked my ear off, but plenty of information in here. It sounds like they've got the sharp kicks back, which is great. They've added some new layers to the tactical element around the game. So it's all looking pretty positive. I mean, the only thing we do now is just wait until we get our hands in the game. But like I said, we're probably going to get some videos and pictures coming tomorrow. So stay tuned to the channel to find out all about that. We're going to have some of the thoughts and impressions from media outlets tomorrow as well. So stay tuned to the biggest channels and look out for the gameplay that they're going to probably release, everything that they captured on the day. And finally, just from me, thank you for joining me once again. I look forward to seeing you guys hopefully on my stream on Friday to discuss everything in this and hear what you guys got to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you think they're going to be able to turn a corner? Do you reckon they'll be able to win you back? But it's looking better. It's looking, from what they're saying in words, it's looking much better. I even think the website looks even better. Like this is much better rather than the horrible yellow and blue. I mean, you go down here, and it's back to being horrible again, but this is all right. Anyway, that's all from me, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my future videos. Take care. Bye-bye.